I let my husband find out we had guests when they knocked. My husband Mark has this habit. He invites people over and forgets to tell me. Not forgets, exactly. He just assumes I'll handle it. His mom, his coworkers, his brother, and the brother's 3 kids. He'll say, yeah, come by Saturday on a phone call in the other room. And I find out when the doorbell rings and I'm in sweatpants with dishes in the sink. The first few times I laughed it off. Then it started costing me. Like the Saturday his boss came over and Mark had told the guy, oh, my wife makes an amazing lasagna. You have to try it. I had zero notice. I was folding laundry when Alexis pulled into the driveway. Mark leaned in the doorway and said, babe, is the lasagna almost ready? There was no lasagna. There was me and a bag of frozen chicken nuggets. I pulled him into the pantry and whispered, you didn't tell me anyone was coming. He said, I figured you'd figure it out. You always do. That's the part that got me. You always do. Like I was a service that ran in the background. I asked him, honestly, to just text me. One text, people coming, this many this time. He said sure. He did it maybe twice, then back to nothing. In October, his sister showed up with a suitcase because Mark had told her she could crash for the week and never mentioned it to me. I found out when she was standing in my kitchen at 9 p.m. asking which towels were hers. I smiled at her and said the guest room needed sheets. Then I went and sat in the bathroom for 10 minutes. When they left, I told Mark I couldn't keep doing this. I said I feel like a hotel that doesn't get told about its own reservations. He laughed. He actually laughed. He said, you're being dramatic. People love coming here. That's a good thing. So I stopped saying anything. Here's what he didn't know. That Friday, his mother had called me directly to confirm she was bringing the whole family Sunday afternoon for his dad's birthday. 12 people. Mark had handled the invite, meaning he'd told everyone yes and told me nothing. His mom said, Mark said you'd do the cake and the roast. Is that still the plan? I said, you know what? Let Mark walk you through the plan when you get here. Sunday morning, Mark slept until 11. He got up, ate cereal, and asked what we were doing that day. I said, whatever you've got planned. He shrugged and turned on the game. I got dressed. Nice dress, hair done. He said, where are you going? I said, nowhere. Just felt like looking nice. At 1 p.m., I made myself a small lunch. 1 plate. He watched me eat it and said, you're not making anything else? I said, why would I? At 2 p.m., the doorbell rang. Mark got up, still in his sweatpants, and opened the door. His whole family was standing there. Balloons. A wrapped gift. His mom holding a card that said, happy birthday, Dad. Behind her, his brother, the 3 kids, 2 aunts, the works. 12 people looking past him into a house with no food, no decorations, no cake. His mom said, well, are you going to let us in? Mark turned around and looked at me. That look. The fix this look. I stayed on the couch. I said, hi everyone. Mark planned the whole thing. I'd let him walk you through it. His mom stepped inside, glanced at the empty counters, and said slowly, Mark, where's the roast? Mark opened his mouth. Nothing came out. His brother said, bro, you said 2 o'clock. You said she was cooking. I said, real calm. He never told me anyone was coming. He never does. I only found out you'd all be here because your mom called me herself. The room went quiet. His dad, the birthday guy, looked at Mark and said, you didn't tell your wife we were coming to my party? Mark said, I thought she knew. His mom said, how would she know if you didn't tell her? And there it was, out loud, in front of everyone. The thing I'd been saying for 2 years. Mark grabbed his keys and said he'd run and get food. His dad said, sit down, we'll order pizza. I want to hear how many times you've done this to her. I got up and got myself a glass of wine. Mark's been ordering the family takeout every Sunday since, and every single week he texts me the head count now.